So you can see my partner, MrTacpans's. He's right here, right in front of you. Gold. The gold we're all looking for is sitting right here in this cat. You only see my mouth because I'm showing you my cat. It's a golden cat. It's the golden idol, the American idol. Actually, he's in my face and I can't do anything. What I came up with is something I've already said in one of my videos. You see, I can't tell you exactly where I got this number, but I can try and explain the number. 940. In all actuality, if we divide that by the 10% of our minds, it's actually 94. 94, if you divide it, is 47. 47 is the letter count of time. T20, I9, M13, E5, 47. If you reverse it, it becomes 74. That is Jesus' letter count of 1021, S19, U21, and, JE, the E is 5, and the S is 19 for 74. Cross, C3, R18, O15, S19, S19, 74, total 148. Which is the angels of heaven. The one angel of the one heaven equals to the one God. Now, where did I get this number? It was given to me in my dreams once. So what I did is I took this number and I tried to figure out when Moses came to be. So 2.5 times for 2.5 men to program. There's a reason for it. Am I going to get into it right now? No. But 2.5 times, okay, if a female is 2 and a male is 5 angels, 2.5 by 2 equals 5. That way the female angel is equal to the male angel. Why? It's not that they're less or more. It's what their functionality is. Okay? Because most female angels, they're used for reproduction. Okay? Well, you can't say for those who come down to earth. But the club, the queen of clubs, that's what she's used for. Anyways, 940 times 2.5 equals the year 2350. So Moses was here between 2250 in Hebrew time and 2350. Now, did he live for 135 years? Anyways, 1406 years later, 1406, which means the male angel for 6 man, that means he came to the earth, there was Jesus. Now, if we go from that time, okay, and we add on 940, and now we add on 1/4 instead of 1/2. 1/2 of 940 is 470, but 1/2 of 470 is 235. 470 is 235, and 1/2 of 235 is basically near 119. Now that's the time we're in right now. Right now, exactly now. So in each of those points, okay, first it was 2.5 by Moses, then it was 2.5 times the 470. 470 and 470 is 940. And one more 470 is 1410. That's the time Jesus came. 470, 470, 470. Now, okay, because it runs in a cycle, and God is in certain places at certain times, and there's elements that change who's coming, because I don't know if you can believe anything that I say, because it's so far-fetched, but he's out there working for us. I mean, I'm going to jump off, I'm going to stick on to it, that now you get 940 like Moses, then you get 940 like Moses, but instead of 470, you now have 120. Okay, it's an approximative time, because I don't study these things before I say them. I probably should. But anyways, that gives the time between 5771 Hebrew time, 2011, and 5775. So I've been giving this date of 5775, and it's within this 4-year period. Now anybody can guess anything within a 4-year period. So there's another thing, that 5775, the Hebrew time, the Gregorian calendar starts off only in January of 2015. So in all actuality, this year, 5771, is 5772 starting in September. So if you mixed up the Mayan calendar, okay, and you were off the real date of December 21st of 2012, can actually be the mix of the Hebrew calendar and the Gregorian calendar, which would make this December 21st, 2012. Don't forget lost in translation. So anyways, the other thing like that, if you want to talk about Shabbos, or you can say anything you want. A chicken lays an egg every 26 hours, every 13 days, okay? He can't lay an egg. Can he get laid? Yeah, but can he lay the egg? Yeah, it's something different. The egg's got to get fertilized, and if the rooster's not there, God's not there doing the fertilization because it's Shabbos, then there's no chicken egg on that day. So therefore, God made the chicken lay this way. Not only that, 27 is the word dog. D4, O15, G7. 4 and 7 and 15 is 26. 26 hours that the chicken lays one egg. So what happens is God works a 24-hour day, but he puts in 28 hours. He works like a 24-hour day, but he puts in 28 of those hours in that 24. He gets the job done. So in 6 days of 28 hours, you have 144 hours, or God's working for the three worlds, 144,000 midway angels he works for, of the three levels, okay, or of, excuse me, it can be the four levels. On the four levels, it comes through 36, 36, 36, 36, 36, is that what it is? 36, the curvature of a woman? Well, it all fits in there. God put everything in there. I didn't figure that part out. So anyways, he works the full work week of 6 days, which actually he works 7 days and 6 days. And the seventh day, he's here for us to listen. We need to pray to him every day, because we're not actually praying to him. While we pray, we're actually putting in our minds that we should do the right thing. So in all actuality, we're praying to do the right thing. We are the chooser of what we do. Our praying to him, okay, just is a method of how to pray and what we should be doing in actuality to get everything as friends, hand in hand. You ever seen this hand in hand? This is high five. It creates the W. Anyways, I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into the birds in the sky. But the 28 hours that God works in a day is the month of February. In honor of God, that month of February, and that extra day, well, like I said, the hen lays the egg every 26 hours. In 13 days, you lose a day. So, month of February, we add that extra day every fourth year in honor of the hen. The mother hen, the female, gets the extra day, the female of man, 366 days, 6 of 6 of 3 creation. Anyways, another thing, I haven't designed this yet, but the American flag seems to look like the British flag. Who discovered America? Was it Columbus? I'd have to go and study this. Who discovered Quebec? Jacques Cartier? So again, we have the French and we have the English, North America. Now when you go discover something and you find it, you put a flag on it. When they went to the moon, the Americans put a flag, but they never went back. How come? So when you put a flag, you're supposed to own it. So why wouldn't Britain still own the U.S.? Why wouldn't France still own Quebec? Why do we have the English Queen, the reine, on our dollar? A reine is like a reindeer. The buck and the doe is a rabbit. The race has been going on for a long time. 1914. Who invaded who in 1914? And for what reason? For the same reason I asked the question, what is going on in the Middle East? The West Bank, the Suez Canal. Who is actually the director? Who is actually fighting? Do they know what is going on? Who's the procrastinator in this? I don't think England has ever given up anything out here, and I don't think France has ever given up anything out here. That's why in Quebec it's so strong for the French, because they're still warring it out. It's almost like you take US and I'll take Canada, they're both the same size, do what you can do. And therefore they divided it up that way. Colombia, Saudi Arabia, you see the all-seeing eye on the American dollar. We shouldn't grow pot plants, we shouldn't smoke it, because the mind is going to go to an area where the mind shouldn't go. Because you learn from what you don't know. When the mind goes somewhere else and picks up thoughts and differences, it can start to think of thoughts and differences, and it can find. If you want, it can find. Don't put this down, please. You don't know how it works. I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing. I give it a chance, okay? O is real. The egg is real. Israel, Saudi Arabia, West Bank, Suez Canal, the U.S. flag versus the Great Britain flag, or the flag of Great Britain, the Canadian Quebec fleur-de-lis versus the Canadian flag with the maple leaf. Do you think that's really a maple leaf? Take out the color. You can redesign two children and they're holding hands and splitting apart from each other. You can also create the top of the chicken. God gave us the signals in many ways. We have to go out, if we desire, to find them so we can fix the differences. Because He gave it to us. He can't give it all to us. If we don't work for it, the natural effect, okay, of the work will turn into something else. They call it war. Why? Because it's raw, backwards. World War I, egg. World War II, eggs. World War, what is next? There's only 2 eggs that the female has that she produces every month. What will it be next? Is it rabbit eggs? Is it Easter? What is the actuality of showing? Jesus was born on the 25th. Is that what it was? 2 female, 5 male of the angels? The angels of production. Okay? Otherwise, the angels who are male and female, well, that's a spade. Because the jack of spades has 1 eye, which means he turns the other side of his cheek, you can't see the other side, and he's somebody else. The jack of hearts, the same thing, because the heart represents male and female of us on this earth. December. Why December? 1 is the spirit, 2 is the beta spirit. If you put these 2 together to create the 3. So now you have December, 1 and 2, with 2 and 5, you have 10. You have created the whole spirit of the 4 and the 6. 4 and 6, they go into each other. Look on the cards, look in the dice. Now don't forget, I don't practice any of this. I just know that Ohio, they sang a song about Ohio just like 5 minutes ago, and it says there's no more city left. Everything's been destroyed. Has this happened already in the past? Or is it going to happen in the future? Why are there bubbles that come up from the ground underneath the ocean? What does the salt actually do? Does it come within inside our world? Is there another world like Atlantis under the ocean? Is it possible part of heaven is down there? Down is up is down. There are no poles underneath. It's all blocked in. Anyways, the poles, the tadpoles, the frogs, the bad people, the good people. Anyways, I'm all over the place. We're going to stop it right here. I wrote a lot of stuff down today. I mean, we're actually into what they call the 50 years of transition, which is the dog and the cat and the rabbit. Because the cat is a 24 letter count, the dog is a 26, together it's 50. There are 2 2s, which means life. There's a 6 and a 4, which means angel and man. So every single combination that God has ever done, it all means something. You want to know what 0 is all about? 1, 2, 3, 4, add them up. It's 10. So on the right side of the 1 is a 0. On the left side, who cares? It's another category. What about 0, 0, 0? We get to the next 0. When we went to school, they said put a comma. So I put a comma. Why? Because it's the next step. It's on the next level. There's 3 levels. 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 0. What room are you going to go into? I'll go into room 4 and 6. Floor 4, room 6. Floor 2, room 8. It's a rotation. Anyways, the Mayan calendar, 26,525. There's a lot of meanings. I've got to take a shower. I've worked all day. There's just so much. It's impossible to do it. I mean, what do I do first? I have to pick and choose, and I like to do these YouTubes. I like to come out here and show you I'm still working at it. I'm still trying to get something done. I've always appreciated the help that from the few people I get comments from, and thank you very much. It helps me to think a little bit greater. I don't know everything, and I barely know anything at all, but not everything that I do know, if it's 0, then I know something's in that 0, and it could be an egg, and inside could be the chicken that will hatch one day, and that 0 will become something. Anyway, 7286, I'm looking forward for August. Oh my God, the Middle East, what's going to happen in the next year? Oh my God. Take care, guys. To all the world and all the religions.